Hi, I'm Kenneth WAJDA, and I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado, and I have another photography talk for you today. Today I'm going to talk about 35mm compact rangefinders. Little pocketable point and shoots, not the junky ones that they made with lots of plastic and little motors, but like the Olympus XA. I see them for $25. It's a great rangefinder camera which does not have DX coding, so you can put any kind of film in it and you can lie to the meter and tell it that it's a different speed than it is if you want to over or underexpose. So you really have full exposure control because you have access to that ISO dial. So for instance, if you put in 400 speed Tri-X and you want to overexpose it a little bit, you would tell the camera you're shooting at 200 ISO, and that would tell the camera, oh, the film isn't as sensitive as I thought, and it would increase your exposure. If you're shooting something that you want to create and make it darker, say you're shooting a black cat on black velvet, you might put the exposure at 800, and that will bring exposure down a little bit because it thinks, again, that the exposure is at 400, but you're shooting a dark subject on a dark background. So overall, the Olympus XA is a super bargain. I'm seeing them a lot for $25. The Rollei 35, the Contax T3, now that's a pricey camera. Those have kept their price value, and they're $600 online or $700 online used. But a lot of those cameras, if you come across them, you can find great optics, great simple tiny cameras that really do fit in your pants pocket as opposed to needing a jacket pocket or putting it over your shoulder. And you really can take it with you everywhere. If you really want to go old school, a Leica 3, not the M series, which is obviously very well known, but the series right before it, the 3, the 2, if you get like a 2C or a 2 or a 3F, both of those cameras are very small. They're much smaller than the M series, and a lot of times they come with a collapsible 50. And I carry one of those in my pants pocket at a time. It does fit, and it's one of those things, because it collapses down so small, it's very, very convenient to keep in your pocket and to carry. I know there's a biking club in Boulder that recommends bringing one of those because they're indestructible and you can ride around a long time with them. They don't take up a lot of room, they're small. So if you haven't seen those, look up those. Those are only, you can get a Leica 3F with a lens for probably under $400, maybe even $300. And that's not terribly expensive considering what digital costs these days. And then if you also want to shoot any kind of, you know, the Olympus cameras, they made those little rangefinders like the Canon G, what's that number? I can't think of it at the moment, but the Olympus, the Canon G3 QL, I think it is, G3 QL. That camera is another one of those, it's like a little mini Leica, but it's still too big to put in your pocket. That Leica 3 will fit in your pocket, the Leica 2 will, especially with a collapsible lens. And the XA, I traveled all throughout the 80s and 90s with one of those in my pocket because it was a great camera to shoot slide film with. It was an accurate exposure meter. It was a camera that I could have exposure control with that ISO adjustment. So let me know what you're using for a small pocket camera, and if you're carrying digital all the time and you'd like to carry film a little bit more, that might be one way that you can keep a camera with you and you find you shoot a little bit more. All right, that's today's talk. Thank you so much for watching.